welcome to your tarot reading for July. Let's see what may be on the cards for your July tarot reading here. I have got 9 cards, Cancer, that describe your situation. Now on either side of the reading I've got lead tarot energies and oracles. Left for me is generally where you've come from, what has shaped the situation you found yourself in. The right is where you're headed, or what you may need to do to navigate successfully through this. Now, I am hearing something pretty loud and clear here, Cancer, as I put down these cards. I am hearing destiny or deception. Destiny or deception. Star or Seven of Swords. Okay, it feels like you're at the crossroads. Now you can go in either way here. Which way do you want to go? Hey there, Magic One. Just before we get into your tarot reading, I wanted to jump in super quick, I promise, just with a few announcements for you. Should you want to arrange a personal reading or healing for yourself, you can do so at any time by either clicking the link to my website down below or visiting wildlotustarot.com. I do have a new little offering which I think is kind of cute. It's actually the most affordable way to get guidance from me, and in that reading I draw you a single tarot card from the beautiful Star Child Tarot and write you a handwritten letter about my interpretation of that card for you, and I post it to your letterbox. You can now show your support by becoming a member of my channel. If you head to my channel page and click the join button, there's a video there where I describe in detail what I'm offering for my 2 different levels of membership. Don't forget, the doors are always open to the initiation. That is my immersive Learn Tarot journey. You can sign up at any time and receive lifetime access to all of the learning materials, videos, online learning modules, practices, and in that course I am teaching my signature process to learn how to read tarot, not just from the head but from the heart, and go beyond the traditional card meanings, and how to put it all together and thread it into a story as well. So that's available at any time. I'll also link that down below for you. You can find me on Instagram if you'd like to stay connected and hear a little bit more about me. You can find the link down below, or you can find me at wild_lotus_tarot. I would love to have you over there with me as well. Till next time, sending you so much love and magic. Let's get on with your reading. Okay, Cancer, well, let's jump into your reading. I'm finding the selection of cards a little bit spooky here. We've got inner power, personal power, 7 of Swords, 7 of Swords. It just feels like there is a really strong energy here of you stepping up, stepping into self-leadership here. Like I said, I feel like you're at an important crossroads and things can almost go either way. So it's a very, like, I'm just sensing the balance point of the scale, okay? And just like, if one more feather lands on one side, it's going to be enough to really push it down, because there is too much weighted, I feel, on, you know, the sabotage side here. So it's really time to make some adjustments. You're going to need to add a lot more weights onto the other side, meaning taking some much bigger action here. That's the visual I'm getting anyway. Sorry if it sounds a little odd. Okay, so you're currently sitting in the deception, okay, and we need to shift the scale to destiny. 7 of Swords for me is an energy where you know, it can be about betrayal or deception in your external environment, but it can also be through the self, right? Through sabotage, or through you know, sabotaging our own destiny, not making the right decisions for ourselves. Sometimes we, you know, we kind of sacrifice ourselves in situations to keep others happy, people pleasing, that kind of thing. This is an energy of kind of powerlessness, where we feel like we're being taken from, our energy's taken from us, or our resources, or maybe you feel like you've lost a certain amount of inner power or freedom in a situation. So we need to restore that balance and get you, you know, back on top, back in your energetic alignment here, so that you can really move forward in terms of achieving that destiny. Now, with death at the very end of your reading, I'll have to say I think you're looking at an ending. You know, we've got 8 of Cups as well. It feels like you are needing to move away from a situation, but I feel like maybe the deception here has been that you have been using your inner power and inner strength to kind of almost bargain with yourself. No, this is my lot. I can stay here, I can make it work. It's almost like we'll just pop those rose-tinted glasses back on, but the universe is saying, no, Cancer, it's really time to take them off and leave them off. Okay, so inner power says, give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. To do what must be done. And that feels like an ending or a walking away, but it feels like you're almost like, I'm seeing that, you know, the pre-game kind of pep up. It's almost like you need the team behind you. You need to really summons that strength and that courage here in order to rip the band-aid off, in order to make these changes. I think it's quite probable here that the other person, party in this situation, whether it's the ending of a relationship, the ending of a job, or some kind of situation with a friend, I don't think they really know, because I think that you've played a pretty good role here of going along with things, of, you know, letting them know or think or feel that everything's okay, but you've been suffering on the inside, okay? Suffering in silence here in this situation. You've almost been the sacrifice or the martyr for it. So it's time to communicate where you're at. And that's why it's going to need so much inner power, because it might come as a surprise, right? That might come as a 7 of Swords for the other person or party, because they might have been like, oh, that I didn't see that coming. You know, this almost feels like a betrayal. But you have good reasons for doing that. So 2 of Pentacles, Strength, 2 of Swords. This is where you're at the moment. I think you've recognized that this is in some way holding you back. You're at the crossroads and you are honestly wanting to move forward now, because you have awoken to the fact, Cancer, that there is this unlimited well of potential within you that you just haven't been tapping into. It's holding you back, and it's also keeping you smaller than what you are, or in some kind of unproductive comfort zone is what I'm feeling. Your intuition has started kind of coming through. It's come through, and it is overriding the blindfold, okay? Overriding the rose-tinted glasses. The voice, the inner voice, the signs, the synchronicities from Source is louder, okay? Is louder. So it's really trying to get your attention and say it's time to take action. Sometimes the Strength card talks about coaxing pride or ego under control in order to hear that higher self. So there might be an element of, no, like I want to stay here because if I walk away, you know, what will other people think, or will it reflect badly on me? But we really, again, we can't be the martyr of the situation and our own happiness for the benefit of others. So I can see emotions are running high. I can see you're weighing this up, and there is a big decision to be made. So the Moonology card on the side here, it says adjustments are required. Now that is a really big meaning of the Justice card, right? That's when an adjustment or a modification needs to happen in order to rebalance those scales, because that's the visual I was getting, remember, and it, you know, Justice has those scales. So I feel at the moment, Cancer, that this is weighted against you. The odds are not in your favor. There could have even been a falling out, or you're in a situation where the other party is benefiting a lot more. So this could be a very out of balance relationship, a work or career situation where you're being worked hard, somebody else is profiting, you're just getting the leftovers. I'm reading an energy pattern, guys, so you will have to relate it to your situation. It's not always like just like this is a love reading, this is a career reading. It's a pattern that fits more than one mold. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling. The scales aren't weighted in your direction, but with a few strategic moves, you can bring them back and settle the score. So adjustments are required. Now, thinking into that Justice energy, you might be in some way accountable, responsible, contracted actually, like, you know, paperwork contracted to this situation. So that might be why you're thinking, man, I'm actually stuck here, 7 of Swords. I've actually done myself over. I've betrayed myself by getting myself in this situation. There is always a way out. So seek counsel, seek legal advice if you need to. It feels like you can overcome that. Freedom is here, and this reminds me of the Chariot so much, because in the Rider-Waite version of the Chariot, this heavy stone chariot is pulled by a black and a white sphinx, which stand for being in two minds, right? So you're going to need to make a very firm decision and be unshakable in that, because I feel if there's any room for movement, the other party involved in this is going to convince you to stay, right? They've done it before, maybe, you know. If they do know about this, I feel like they may have done it before, or anytime they kind of see that energy in you where you're like removing your energy from them, I think they tighten the grip in some way. So it's time to leave the comfort zone. That is your victory, right? And the victory that you'll be gaining is moving towards your destiny, because this is out of alignment for you. And when something's out of alignment for you, it blocks you from moving towards what is. So that's what I'm feeling there. It's like we need to clear that energy. If you're honest with yourself, Cancer, you know there's a big hole in this situation, a hole in this bucket. It's an incomplete picture, right? There's a cup missing, and the cup that's missing is the 9th cup, our wishes being fulfilled. The 10th cup, living a blessed best life. We're just sitting in 8 cups, which isn't bad. Like, that's not saying it's been a terrible situation, but it's at the point where it has been outgrown, or it is time to leave it. So that's when things become a lot harder. So the 8 of Cups is an active energy. It's the active energy of listening to the intuition and moving forward, moving on, moving away, because you're feeling that divine guidance, and you're feeling that there is some kind of, you know, rebirth for you, some kind of new path opening. Let's take a peek at what we've got over here then. I've got the Karma card. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Now, there could be a karmic contract, it might not be a legal contract, it might be a karmic contract, okay? How it goes is like when we're very magnetically attracted to somebody, be it, you know, company, organization, thing, it can be because we've had a past life connection. Like, you may or may not believe in that. I do. I'm going to say it for those that do. And that can be the pull. Now, sometimes we just come together in another life to learn the lesson that we maybe didn't learn, that's been carried over from the life before. And when we've done that, it's like time to move on. But oftentimes, because the connection is very strong, and it can be like very, very good, and then it goes very, very bad, like the twin flame journey, you know, it can be really hard to leave it. So I'll ask you, what web are you building here? And maybe it's time to get out of that and get back on your path. Right. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. And I think it's time to communicate where you're at. I always say that the words are the spells we cast, and as soon as we speak those words, how the universe helps us kind of conspire and arrange an outcome here. Personal power is required. Yeah, you're really going to have to, you know, like I said, make that strong decision, be unshakable, be firm with your words, but still compassionate. Very much Emperor energy. Keep your vision on where you want to go. What's the outcome that you want to achieve here? Queen of Pentacles is here, and this is Capricorn energy. And I often say that she's danced with the devil, refocused her energy, and is now growing, you know, the harvest that she wants, whatever that is for her. So it feels like you're overcoming like a self-imposed bondage here, or, you know, like getting away from somebody who's been manipulating a situation, or, you know, like maybe they have an agenda here with you. And the Queen of Pentacles, you know, she's also a card of house, home, and family. So it could even be someone you live with. Could be someone in your direct environment, or this has had an impact on your direct living environment in some way, because whether it's happening in another life area, it's all interconnected. So if we're picking up a vibration from work, if we're in a toxic work environment, when we get home at the end of the day, unless we're like a master energy clearer, we're going to carry some of that into the home, right? That's going to spill over into our relationships, into the energy of our environment, and vice versa if it's like that at home, and then we take it into the workplace. So energetic hygiene is important, and that's why alignment's important, because if we're in situations that are constantly out of whack with our energy, then, you know, we're going to be off balance, out of kilter. So that's coming through pretty strongly. It's time for you to make better choices there. Now we've got the Four of Swords, Temperance and Death. I'll go over the signs though. I've got the Leo, Aquarius, Saggy and Scorpio energy. May or may not be dealing with one of those signs. So I think that there is a little bit of contemplation, pause required here just to get your battle plan in place. I see the Three of Swords here as well. There might be some genuine, anything from a little bit of sadness through to heartbreak here, your own, or that you know that somebody else will be upset. It's almost like you take this time to do a bit of pre-grieving in this situation for what needs to be left behind. But I think you're getting that clarity, and you also, it's like you're feeling into the truth of the situation, and armed with that, you begin to let go. Temperance and Death. And actually, Death is 13, Temperance is 14. Let's rearrange them like this, because Death is the energy of the release, the clearing of the slate, the letting go, and Temperance is the healing, the calming, the soothing, and the coming back into balance that allows that new path, that sun energy to rise. Okay, so the new path will be revealed. Surrender to this ending. Temperance says conditions are just right for this to happen. And there's just a fair dose of divine guidance here with Temperance and the Star. Because what is waiting is your destiny, and this is consuming a lot of energy to kind of play the game, play the charade here. And once you move away from this, it's going to free up the energy so that you can put it into moving into something else that's calling you. And, you know, that's what is ultimately going to bring you into that energetic and karmic balance. And maybe there was just one little feather that fell onto that side of the scale that tipped it so out of balance that you're like, time out, I'm changing this. And that could have been one whisper, one word, one final action. But it feels like for you, it was the final straw, Cancer. That's what I got for you. If this is where we part ways, thank you for joining me for this reading. I wish you all the best with navigating through this month. If you want to go deeper, first link below will take you to the extended version of this reading, where I will be clarifying all of the core 9 cards a lot deeper, and I will be drawing more oracle cards as well. Drop me a comment if you're cool to share. I love reading them all, connecting with you all over there. Hit subscribe. Only 30% of you that watch my videos are subscribed. It helps me out a lot to keep the readings coming. I see it as the energy exchange, those scales, I see it as that between us. You'll know when I post new videos, and I'll get the support from my channel. Anyway, the camera is about to cut off in 20 seconds, so I'm going to go. Wishing you love and magic. Do take care. Bye for now.